This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we have seen about Spring DAO module. Under that, we have discussed Spring JDBC module. So can anyone say which class is used for Spring JDBC?
JDBC template.
Very good. JDBC template class, right? Now, today let us move to the next one. Spring ORM module. Very, very simple module today, where we integrate with Hibernate. Already we know ORM stands for Object Relational Mapping. ORM stands for what? Object Relational Mapping. Then Hibernate is an ORM framework. Hibernate comes under what type of framework? ORM framework. How to go with the Spring Hibernate is, to go with the Spring JDBC, the class is JDBC template. Here the class is Hibernate template. Here we use, very easy to remember, Hibernate template class is used for Spring Hibernate. Which class we use for Spring Hibernate? Hibernate template class. Now, this is the major point. Hibernate template class of Spring API is used for Spring Hibernate. Let us go with an example application. Add the following dependencies in pym.xml file of Spring project. In Spring project, we need to add the dependencies. The dependencies what we need to add here is, go to this pym.xml file, copy any previous Spring dependency, and paste here. And here we go with Spring ORM. We have to say what here? Spring ORM. This dependency we need to add. Then, and one more dependency what we need to add is Hibernate dependency. So you can take the Hibernate dependency from our folder, Hibernate project. From there you can take it directly. Open pym.xml file and take this Hibernate dependency. Okay, and already we have added MySQL. Already we have done with MySQL. So for now, these two dependencies we need to add. This is not copied. So one is Spring ORM, one more Hibernate dependency. So I'll be sharing the code. Now the next thing, once we create this, the setup is ready, the next step, when we go with ORM frameworks like Hibernate, what we create first? A project class, the class which you want to persist into the database table. Okay, so let us create a project class employee in com.spring package of src/main/java folder of Spring project. For any class, the steps will remain same. So I'm going with the class employee.java. So let us go here. Let me close all these things. Right click on com.spring package and say new class employee. So with the properties, private int employee ID, private string employee name, private int employee salary. Set assign getter methods. Right, your project class is ready. Now, after creating project class, what we do, we go with the mapping file. We have to create the mapping file. So here in this example, I'm not using annotations. So in the next class, even I'll go with annotations. So that you'll have both the idea how to go with XML and how to go with annotations. So today example, I'll go with XML file, mapping file. So the next thing is create Hibernate XML mapping file emp.hbm.xml in src/main/java folder. emp.hbm.xml. Right click on src/main/java and say new other XML file. Say the name emp.hbm.xml. Take the template of Hibernate XML configuration file. The root tag is Hibernate-mapping. Start doing the mapping part. How will you start? Class name equal to com.spring.employee, referring to the table employee. I'm going with the table name employee, or let me take employee test or employee info. So already we are having employee table now. So did we create employee table? Yes. In Hibernate we have done now. So here let me go with let me check once. Use Java 08 show tables. When you use the command show tables, it's going to display the list of tables. So we are having employee table and even employee info also. Let me do one thing. Drop table employee. I'm deleting the table employee. Let me go with the table name employee. So the class name is employee and table name is employee. Now go with the primary key. ID name equal to employee ID, referring to the column of table employee ID. Property name equal to employee name, referring to the column of table employee name. One more property, name equal to employee salary, referring to the column of table employee salary. Clear this mapping file, all of you? Any questions? Right. The next step is, now we need to do the planning part. Like yesterday we discussed, now we have to create one DAO interface, a planning, generally done by project leaders or team leaders. So create an interface, employee DAO in com.spring package. I click on com.spring and say new interface, employee DAO. Here go with the methods. Public void save employee. So I'm just creating an interface, employee DAO. Then here we go with the methods. Save employee, which takes employee object as an argument. Public void update employee. To give the employee ID, we want to change the salary. Public void delete employee. If you provide the employee ID, that record we want to delete. Public list employee. List employees. When you call the method list employees, we should return the records of employee table. So these are all for CRUD operations. Now, once we create interface, we need to implement the interface, generally done by the team members, the developers. Now, let us create the implementation class. Create a Spring Bean class, employee DAO IMPL. See that conventions. Whatever the interface name we have taken, we have to end with IMPL here in com.spring package. This is the major important code. Employee DAO IMPL. Right click on com.spring and say new class employee DAO IMPL. Okay. Then make this class implements employee DAO. Now, you get error, just keep mouse pointer on error and say add unimplemented methods. The methods will come in front of us. So based on the document, we write the code inside the methods. So which class is used for Spring Hibernate? Hibernate template class, right? So we have to just go with a property Hibernate template. Now inject this. So go with the import statement. Let me go with this 4. 4 is not coming. Let me set 5. So now we have to inject this. So go with here public void set Hibernate template. I'm going with setter injection, which takes argument Hibernate template. What we have done, I'm just repeating. So Sushma, you have joined just now, so for that I'm repeating. So here we have created one Pojo class employee with these properties. Then we have created the mapping file like we have done with Hibernate, no same thing. Then we have created one interface employee DAO with this 4 CRUD operation methods. Now we are going with implementation. Now we are writing implementation class. Whenever we want to go with the Spring Hibernate, the class what we use is Hibernate template. Now take here set Hibernate template, which takes argument Hibernate template. Now say this dot Hibernate template equal to Hibernate template. So we are using setter injection to give the value to the property. Okay. Now first of all, let us inject this Hibernate template property into your Bean class. Then after that, we'll write the code inside the methods. So to inject, we have to do the dependency injection. To do this dependency injection, we have to make use of what? XML file. So the next important step is create Spring Bean XML configuration file. I'm going with the name Spring Hibernate .xml in src/main/java folder. In hibernate.xml. So right click on src/main/java and say new other XML file. We are going with the name Spring Hibernate.xml. Now take the template of Spring Bean XML configuration file. The root tag is what? Beans. Paste it over here. Now start doing the configuration. So it's a bigger one. Start like this. Bean ID equal to emp, which returns the object of class com.spring.employee DAO IMPL. In employee DAO IMPL, we are having a property Hibernate template. So take here property name equal to Hibernate template, reference Hibernate template. So for every reference, we have to create a bean here. Bean ID equal to Hibernate template. It's an object of class Hibernate template class. This Hibernate template property, it's an object of which class? Hibernate template class belongs to this package. Belongs to this package. Now go with the package name. In Hibernate template, it goes with the property. Goes with the property name session factory. It goes with the property name session factory. Reference session factory. Reference session factory. Now again, this session factory for every bean reference WhatsApp bean ID equal to session factory. Bean ID equal to session factory. It's an object of class local session factory bean. It's an object of class local session factory bean belongs to the same package org.springframework.orm.hibernate file. In this local session factory bean, it goes with a property name data source. It goes with a property name data source, reference data source. It goes with one more property name mapping resources. Mapping resources. So here we have to provide the list of mapping files. What is the name of the mapping file we have created? emp.hbm.xml. It goes with one more property name Hibernate properties. Here we need to provide the Hibernate properties here like this. Props property key equal to Hibernate.dialect. What is a dialect? MySQL dialect org.hibernate.dialect.mysql dialect. The things what we have discussed in Hibernate, those things only we are using here. One more property key equal to Hibernate.hbm2ddl.auto. Let us go with update. So when I go with update, if the table is present, it uses existing table. If table not present, it creates. So in our case, I've deleted, so it's going to create here. Property key equal to Hibernate.showSQL as true. So this is about your local session factory bean. In local session factory bean, we are having a property data source. Again, we refer data source, then mapping resources where we provide the list of mapping files and Hibernate properties. Now, the last one, bean ID equal to data source. It's an object of class driver manager data source. This driver manager data source belongs to the package org.springframework.jdbc.data source. In this data source, it goes with the database connection properties like property name equal to driver class name, value equal to form.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. One more property, name equal to URL, value equal to jdbc colon mysql colon / localhost colon 3306 / java 08, our database name. Property name equal to username, value equal to root. One more property, name equal to password, value equal to root. That's it. So with this, we complete our XML file. Okay, just understand what is happening. That's enough. No need to mug up. Okay, just keep a document handy. We'll be seeing much more better ways of doing database connections in future. Okay. Any questions, anyone? No. One more point here. About this property, if I use a annotation at the rate auto void, understand, annotations are very, very important in Spring. So majority of the interview questions will be related to annotations. What Spring annotations you have used in your applications? So one of the annotation is at the rate auto void. We'll be learning so many annotations in the next classes also. So the advantage of at the rate annotation, at the rate auto void is it automatically injects, auto inject here. Auto inject means you need not go with this setter method. You need not create this setter injection or constructor injection. So when I use this annotation at the rate auto void, you need not write the setter injection or constructor injection. It will get injected automatically. Okay. Then, and one more advantage, you need not use this property element also. Property name Hibernate template. This is also not required to use. So some code will get reduced because of annotation. So how it knows that it has to go to this bin id Hibernate template? By saying this property name. It will take this property name. It will going to identify the bin id with Hibernate template. So in that way it goes. And whenever we use annotations in our applications, we have to use one element in XML file, that is context colon annotation hyphen config. So whenever we use annotations, this element we have to use in our XML file. That's it. Now let us come to these methods. Save employee. Save employee. So here, how to save? What are the object you have given? Just by using this Hibernate template, call the method save and pass your object. Call the method save and pass your object. What are the object you have given? That will get persisted. Now, next one, update employee. So first of all, get the record based on your employee ID, employee emp equal to Hibernate template dot get employee dot class and with the primary key employee ID. So based on your primary key employee ID, we are getting the record by using this Hibernate template. Now, so based on your employee ID, the object is now present in this emp. So for this object, I want to change the salary. Now call here emp.set salary with your salary. Then by using Hibernate template, call the method update and pass your object. That's it. The object will get updated with this new salary. Then delete employee. Same piece of code. Get the record based on your employee ID. Get the record from your table based on your employee ID. Then call the method Hibernate template dot delete and pass your object. And coming to list employees, it's very simple. Simply we can say Hibernate template dot load all and pass your entity class name. That's it. So which connects to employee table, pull out all the records from employee table. That's it. That completes our bin class here. Got it, everyone? Any questions? No. Let us go with the next step, final step, test class. Create a test class, Spring Hibernate test in com.spring package. In Hibernate test. That's all. This we need to run. Right click on com.spring and say new class Spring Hibernate test with main method. First, we have to load the Spring Bean XML configuration file. How to load? Application context equal to new class path XML application context. For this, we need to pass our XML file, Spring Hibernate .xml. Import the packages. Now say employee DAO equal to context.getBean pass your bean ID emp. Go with typecasting. Now when you say your context.getBean emp goes to this XML file, sees the bean ID emp, which injects your Hibernate template with the database connection. Then now create object of employee emp equal to new employee. Then set the values emp.set employee ID, emp.set employee name, and emp.set salary. So the object is ready with the values. Now by using this DAO reference, call the method save employee and pass your object. That's it. Now we are calling our implementation class methods. Now run the code. So it's going with an exception. It's unable to find this hibernate.create_real. Let us browse this. Just go to your search engine like Google and paste that exception. Okay, it's saying that to go with 5.x because when you are migrating, it's creating problem. So just go to search engine like Google and say Hibernate dependency Maven. Just go with any 5 version. Copy this and come back here and go to your pym.xml file. Paste it here. Now let us run our application again. Again, we are getting some exception here. Some problem is coming with the versions. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me take this 4 version. Now, here in this one implementation class, replace this 4. It's supporting 5 only. Just have changed the version. I'll give the code at the end. So just have changed the versions. Now let us check it whether it works. Okay. So even in this XML file, we have to change it to 4 version here. Let us change it. Let us run this code. So write operations are not allowed. It's unable to write the write operations over here. So for this, when you are getting this error, for this we need to do one more point here. In the Spring Bean XML configuration file, here under this Hibernate template, we have to go with one more property. If it is not writing your data properly, we have to make use of one more property here called as property name equal to check write operations value. Means in the program, we'll take care of committing your transactions. In the program, we'll take care of committing your transactions like this. So in our program, when you come to this Hibernate template.save, we'll say Hibernate template.commit, not there. Let us do one thing. Let us go with the code like this. First of all, get the session factory. Session factory sf equal to Hibernate template. Since it's unable to write the data for us, that's the reason we are going with this code. Hibernate template dot get session factory. By using Hibernate template, we are getting the session factory. Then open session sf dot open session. Then begin the transaction. Now, by using this session object, call the method save and persist your object. Commit your transaction and close your session. Okay, right. Import the package for transaction, that is org.hibernate.transaction. Okay, so what you have done, what changes I've done, just I've changed the version numbers here. So I've taken this Spring 4 version and Hibernate 4 version, and in our bean class, here we are getting the session factory because we need it's until you commit the transaction, it's unable to write your data. It's unable to persist your data. That's the reason to go with transaction. I'm going with session factory. By using Hibernate template, you are getting the session factory, open session and begin the transaction. Then as usual code. Next thing, coming to update employee, take the same piece of code, paste it here. Now get the record. So say here employee emp equal to s.get employee.class with the primary key employee ID. Go with typecasting. Now what are the object you got that we want to update? So what you have to say now, emp.set salary equal to your salary. emp.set salary with your new salary. Then by using session object, call the method update and pass your object. So whatever we have done in Hibernate, I'm doing this. Then coming to delete employee, same piece of code, get the session factory. Here, which method we have to call to delete the employee object? We have to call delete method. I'm calling the delete method. And list employee, same, no change in this. Right, remaining piece of code I have taken just version here, Hibernate 4. Now let us run this program now. So table employee does not exist. This is one more problem with Hibernate 4. Here we have to go with the property hpm.ddl.auto as create to create the tables. Now, run the code again. So it is dropping table and creating table, inserting record. Check your table now. select star from employee. Here, the record has been inserted. The record has been inserted. Now, the next thing, since the table is already created, I don't want to create table again. So let us change this property value to update. I'm changing the property value to update. Now let us go with update operation. Keep this code in comments. Now say do.update employee for the ID 111. I want to change the salary to 10,000. Previous salary was 8,000. Now I want to update to 10,000. Now say run the code. Say selecting and updating. If you check your table for 111, the salary has been now updated to 10,000. Next one. Delete employee. do.delete employee with ID 111. When you run this code, it's going to select and delete the employee. And if you check your table, now there are no records in the table. Let us insert some records into table. Insert into employee values 111, the name and salary. 222, the name and salary. 333, the name and salary. We are having totally 3 records in the table. Now let us display the records. To get the records, what we have to use here, list employee list equal to call the method do.listEmployees. When you call the method do.listEmployees, goes to this method listEmployees, which is going to return all the records of employee table in the form of list employee. Then now traverse your list. Traverse your list for employee emp colon employee list, and just print the object emp. So whenever we print objects in SOP, in your employee class, we have to override toString method. Public string toString, where we return employee ID space employee name space employee salary. That's it. Run your code, test class, which is going to return the records of our employee table. Clear? Got it, everyone? Just what I've done is the changes what I've done from previous cases. I've just changed the versions here. I've taken Spring 4 version and Hibernate 4 version. And in our Bean class, this one we have changed it. So here Hibernate template I have taken from Hibernate 4 version. Then as usual code what you have learned in Hibernate. Only that changes. I have just done the changes related to version because these 5 and 6 are going with some exceptions. So I'm just moved back to 4 version here. Right? Got it? Sorry. Clear, everyone? Any questions? Please practice this. And the next class, Monday, very important one. Monday class is very important, where I'm going to start with a new module, Spring MVC module, very important module, Spring MVC module. It's mainly to develop web applications. And don't miss the starting. Starting is important. Starting, I'll be elaborating about MVC architecture. Then we'll be learning how to work with Spring MVC to develop web applications. So very important class. Don't miss out. Right? Thank you all and happy weekend.
Thank you.